instead of measuring stuff, you just got a regular spoon or however, and you just dipping and putting it in there. You just packing it up. Like, you want to measure these things because you could be overfeeding someone. I want to say that better. Not overfeeding, but you are giving away. I'm gonna say you're basically giving away food for free, and you to pay for it.
And it's cutting in on your bottom line.
Yeah, it's cutting in on your
harm, man. If you want to show a little love here and there, I might be a regular customer or something. Then you be like, let me show a little love.
No. Listen, you need order and structure. If we do that all the time, because I know them.
Because I'm hungry.
No, we can't do that, because if we do that, it's going to hurt the business. Now, you may have a day where you say, hey, we have a sale on fried chicken wings today. We're having 20% off. Perfect. But if not, we can't just give discounts because we know Susie down the street and I've known her for 30 years. I'm giving her a discount. Don't look at it like that.
Yeah, don't go off. Don't go off. All right, so we live once again. Episode 3. How you feel about that, man? We 3 episodes in so far.
I'm excited. Very excited.
Just excited? You sound dull, man. Give me some life.
I'm excited.
I mean, come on. We doing pretty well with these episodes. We giving out some good jewels so far, and the response has been great. So, also, we've been getting like the phone calls from people, and they wanted to get a better understanding on like how to properly set up their business.
Right.
So I just wanted to talk about that. What's your thoughts on that? Like, when it comes to how to properly set up your business. What's your thoughts on that?
How to properly set up your business. So my thoughts are, meaning what? Like, what you mean?
Like, when people when they trying to start their business. And then I have a food truck and I done brought everything, but my back office, like when it comes to my paperwork and all that stuff, I didn't even know I had to have that set up.
Okay.
So what's your thought? Like, how important is that?
So the back office, setting up your business, is the most important part of running your business, because you could start without the back office, but you're not going to last long at all. Why? Because it's not structured. It's not in order. You don't have no system. There's no system of operations on how you do things. So therefore, you're going to be really running in circles, because it's like, okay, what do I do now? I'm having a bad day today. I'm not making sales. Where's your plan to fall back on?
Yeah, I had recently seen it was somebody that had a food truck, and they was being promoted. They was people was like, man, this food is great, and you need to run and go taste this food. This food is great. And then all of a sudden, within a month time, they had to shut down because of their back office wasn't properly set up.
Hey, you, yes, you, that business owner that's bringing in 6 figures or more, but your bottom line is not doing it. And my real estate investor that's over leveraged with your time and your capital, not knowing how your properties are performing. Continuing in this horrible situation will cause you stress and more stress, to the point where you lose your business. You need to have a trusted accountant like myself that will take on your stress, give you a clear vision with a strategic plan so that you can save more on taxes and increase your bottom line. With my detailed business analysis, I will help you achieve your financial goals. How am I going to do that? I'm going to take the stress away from you while giving you back more time. Contact Everlight Tax Services today. Right.
Within a month of opening.
Yeah, it's sad, but you have to make sure that you set your back office appropriately. So if you're in the restaurant industry, you're selling food, you want to make sure that it's properly set up. Okay, what do I need to function? I need to make sure I look like the restaurant down the street.
Yeah.
How they operating? Okay, I got to make sure I'm operating that way. You may not be in a building, you could be in a food truck. So you got to make sure your food truck is set up like the food truck at the next city.
Yeah, because times is different now. Like I know growing up, people just, run things right out their house, sell plates right out their house.
Right.
And then, you'll see them once a month. They made a couple dollars, and they wouldn't have no paperwork set up.
Right.
But time is different. Like now you have people like they see you making a little bit of money and it's cutting into what they doing and people promoting you.
Right.
They're going to have them people to come and check you to see, hey, is you running efficiently?
Right. Right, because
So,
you're competition, and with competition, they're gonna want to shut you down. So you have to make sure your I's is dotted and your T's are crossed.
And them T's are crossed because, man, people are not playing today. So you know what I mean. That's why we want to show you how to properly start your business. So before we get into that, this is Wealth Without the Gamble TV, where we teach you finances and how to build generational wealth without putting your hard-earned dollars at risk. So I want to start off with this question first because we're going to show you how to properly set up your business, because a lot of people, man, they'll start their business, they'll try to structure their business, but they done did the wrong things. There's a lot of things that they'll do in the back end, and then you'll have people say you don't need certain things.
Right.
So we're going to get into, okay, what is it that you need to start your business? How does it supposed to be set up and all those things? And then what can happen if you don't do these things? If you don't properly do these things, because there's a lot of myths out there. Oh, I don't need this. I don't need that to start my business. And then you get shut down.
Right.
So this is how you start your business. We're about to give you the full game on how you're supposed to start your business. So I want to start off with the question, what is an EIN number?
So an EIN number is an employer identification number. So just how you have me, for example, and I have a social security number. Well, it's almost the same with your business. Actually, it is the same. Your business needs a social security number, and that social security number is called an employer identification number. That is what they're going to recognize. That EIN number is what going to be able to, the EIN number is what they're going to be able to recognize your business.
Okay. So it's like, okay,
what they're going to use.
So it gives that business its own identification.
Yeah.
So, okay, I done heard people say you don't need an EIN number. So is it necessary to have an EIN number?
Technically, it's not necessary to have an EIN number. Now, each business is different. So it just depends on how you're operating. It really depends on your back office, the things that you're doing. What industry are you in? Are you just starting and you're not sure, what your income is going to be? Different things call for different measures. So you may have to set up like an LLC or an S Corp or a C Corp. It really just depends. But there's nothing wrong with being a sole proprietor.
So, okay, I'm saying, okay, I'm that person. I have an LLC. When is it necessary for me to have an EIN number?
If you have an LLC, you need to have an EIN number.
Because that's my question right there. I done seen people say, hey, I have an LLC, but I don't need an EIN number.
Okay, so if you have an LLC and you don't have an EIN number, you're not set up properly.
Okay, and why is that?
Because you don't have the EIN number.
And that's what we want to speak on, because we want to speak on the people that's setting up the LLC, how to properly set up a business. So, okay, I'm setting up my LLC, and then I have the notion that I don't need an EIN number. So you're saying that if I have an LLC and I don't have that EIN number, I'm not properly set up.
Right. If you have a single member LLC, any type of business you've created that you had to go through the state, if it doesn't have an EIN attached to it, to that exact name of that business, then it's not set up properly.
So 1, I need an LLC. 2, I need an EIN number to properly set up my business. This is the back office with the paperwork where a lot of us fail in, right? So we need an LLC, an EIN number. So what is the purpose of an LLC?
The LLC provides, the single member LLC, it provides liability protection from your personal assets. So in, plain terms, let's say you have a home, you bought a home and you have your car. So those are your, your things that you own in your name. Now, when you're a sole proprietor, those things intermingle with your business.
So it's not protected.
Yeah, it's not separated. Okay. It's not separated. Now, when you create the LLC, the single member LLC, it draws a separation from your personal assets and the business assets. So if you get sued, then they'll come for the LLC instead of, if you're a sole proprietor, they come for every single thing.
Okay, so meaning like, okay, I'm a sole proprietor. I don't have the paperwork behind me, right? Mm-hmm. So if Tasha has a cupcake business, and because she doesn't have the LLC, if Tasha gets sued, they can touch everything.
Yeah, because she's a sole proprietor, so her and the business is one.
Okay, but if I have an LLC, if Tasha gets sued for something outside of that business, they just sue Tasha and not her business.
They sue the business, not Tasha.
So I'm just trying to get the understanding. This is for the people, so they'll understand what is the difference, like what is the benefits, and is it really needed? Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, like, when it comes to liability protection, it's not like full immunity, but it does provide that liability protection there. Uh-huh. So within the LLC, when you create your bylaws and different things that's involved in the LLC, just want to make sure that you're very detailed with those things. So I got to put a disclaimer out there just in case.
Okay. So, you're telling me, the proper way to set up a business, we need an LLC and an EIN number. Mm-hmm. So what is the process of getting this done, and how do I get these things done? Like, if I want to properly get my EIN set up, I want to properly make sure that my LLC or whatever entity that I need for my business, where can I go, or who can help me to properly set up these things so I won't do the wrong thing?
Mm-hmm. So who you can go to your accountant, to see if that is something that they do. Or, you could go there. So
is it any like, what if I don't have an accountant? Like, is it like, are there any because I seen that it's people there go to like certain things online, and
I can't speak for those things.
Okay, you're not sure?
No, I'm sure, but I can't sway you to go here when I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. So the best thing that I would tell you is I create an ebook on how to start a successful business. Okay. And within the ebook, it gives details on the different types of entities, whether you're a sole proprietor, LLC. It also tell you about the EIN number, the back office when it comes to setting up a business.
So speak a little more about the ebook. Why did you create the ebook? Like, what was there a need, the reason you created this ebook?
So yeah, it was a need. So I created the ebook to help people that are starting businesses. They're very new into creating a business and they don't know which route to take. So the ebook was created to help them understand, okay, hey, should I be a sole proprietorship? Should I be an LLC? Uh-huh. How should I be set up? Which way should I be structured? So it gives you very detailed information on how you should be structured, or gives you options on which one you would like to choose based off of what it is that you're doing.
So if I read your ebook, will I learn about, because I seen like people, man, they'll start a business and they're starting off, they're saying they want an S corp right off because they seen it on TikTok. They saying, hey, I can save money, things of that nature. If I'm new, I made no money, it's just me, would you recommend me starting off with an S corp?
No, I wouldn't. If you said made no income,
I made no money. Like, I'm just coming in. I'm saying, hey, I could, whatever they be saying on TikTok, you be saying in TikToks,
yeah.
Like, and this is what's promoted, and then it sounds good to me, but I really don't understand the details. So if I'm new, I made no money, I'm a new business owner, should I start off with an S corp?
No, I don't recommend you start off with an S corp. I recommend you would start with a sole proprietorship, right? Because you're not sure, but it really just depends. And another thing I want to say is, before you even set up a LLC or EIN number, you need to have a business plan. So in my ebook, I tell you and I give you the resource on how to create a business plan. It's a template in there too that'll help guide you. You need a business plan because you could start the business, get your LLC, get your EIN number, and then, start doing the work within the business, but then you may come to a halt one month. You need something to fall back on. You need to go back and be able to look at your business plan to say, hey, I said that if I have hard times, or I was going to go and start doing, if you're a chef, I was going to start, I was going to do an event, plan an event to get more sales or different marketing things. Whatever it is that you're doing, you need to have a business plan.
Right.
So that when those things, okay, hey, it's not working like I thought. Let me go back to my business plan and see what I projected or what I said I was going to do so that I can now do those things.
And that sounds great because, like us, we're heavy into the Bible. And we believe in the Bible, and then you know how the Bible say, where there's no vision, the people perish. Mm-hmm. So when you don't have a proper vision on what you're trying to move and do, you're eventually gonna fail. Mm-hmm. So I think it's very important that the people check out that ebook that you created, because it could save them a lot of money and headache, right, and what they're trying to create.
Yeah.
So also I have a question when it comes to, like, okay, you have LLCs, and then the most popular thing that a lot of people talk about is S corps. So are there any other type of entities that you can structure a business?
Yeah, C corps.
And okay.
Now in my ebook, I didn't get into C corps. So it should go to the sole proprietor and the LLC. And the S corp.
So what's a partnership? Like how is that structured? Is that, like, how does that work?
A partnership is a multi-member LLC. So it's just say, hey, me and you are doing business together. So when we structure our business, we're structuring that we're LLC, but it's two partners within the company. So when we set up the EIN number, it's going to be set up as a partnership because there's two of us. Now, a lot of businesses don't know that they're set up as a partnership, but I'm going to give you this. One way to tell if you're set up as a partnership is to look on your EIN letter. Now, most EIN letters from the IRS will have in the middle of it, it'll tell you what form you need to file.
Okay.
If it say 1065, then that is a partnership tax return, and you need to file taxes by March 15th. Of every year, unless the day falls on a weekend and the IRS change it. But March 15th, not April 15th.
So that was key. You said look on your EIN, right?
The EIN letter. So
if I structured my business and I have this LLC or this partnership or S corp, C corp, and I never created the EIN, will I have that EIN letter?
No.
So it shows that it is an importance, and it can be a consequence if I don't have this EIN number, right?
Yeah, because, and the reason why it's important, a lot of accountants not going to tell you this, but I'll tell you this.
Speak on it, girl.
The EIN letter is going to show you when you need to file that 1065 return by. Or if you're set up as a single member LLC, it'll have a date on there. So you may have structured the company in December, but they say, hey, we don't need a tax return from you until the year that's coming. So say you did it in December of 2022, December 31st, that you're not required to file a tax return until by April 15th of 2024. So that's important.
And that's a lot to soak in, for someone. I'm a new business owner, and all I know is, whatever business I'm doing. Mm-hmm. So that's why it's important that you seek guidance when it comes to things like this, because you really could mess up your business trying to take in this type of information by yourself. Mm-hmm. So like so you said go to accountant, trusted accountant, right? Yeah. For these type of situations. So if I come to someone like you, you're a trusted accountant, how long will it take? Like, what is the process like for me to make sure that I have my EIN number and LLC or whatever entity that I'm trying to structure? What is the process? How long does it take? Is it like a month, 2 months, a year? Like, how long does that usually take typically?
Okay, so to set up You're back for someone to do it for you?
Just to set up, to have you to like set up a LLC for me, my EIN number. Like, how long would something like that take? Is it like a year?
No, it doesn't take a year, but that's something that you would do because I don't do that.
Okay.
So if you come, hey, I need guidance on how to do such and such. So we have a service where I have a business analysis where I can analyze, what you have going on and give you different resources and things that you can go back and say, hey, from what I see, this is what you need to do. You need to do this, that, and third. So it really moves off of you, what you're trying to do. How long can you will it take for you to get your business plan, then set up your EIN and LLC, those things with the guidance from me.
Okay. So maybe let me ask it this way. Mm-hmm. Because I still didn't get the understanding of how long something like that takes.
It's dependent upon the client.
Okay. So you gave me the instructions on how to do it, mm-hmm. and I'm executing. Mm-hmm. So let's say when you set up your LLC, mm-hmm. and your EIN number, what was the process of it? Like, how long did it take you to set it up?
It took me less than a day.
It took you less than a day.
Yeah.
So it took you a day to set up these two things, and then you were moving and you were in business, right?
Okay.
So I'm asking.
No, it's other parts. Your business plan. That's the first thing that needs to be structured. And then once you do that, because that's a part of the process.
I have my business plan.
Yeah, you got your business plan.
I'm just saying, how long does it take for me to get an EIN number? How long does it take?
You get your EIN number the same day you do it.
That's what I was looking for. I needed to know, for that person out there, how long does it take? Is it a month, a year? I don't know.
Okay, yeah, so, specifically, yeah.
How long? So I can obtain these things within
mm-hmm.
a day.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to get into also the question of bank accounts. So when it comes to bank accounts, you'll see a lot of businesses and a lot of new businesses, because I guess I'm not sure if they're trying to rush into the business or what, or maybe didn't even know. They will, I seen that they will create businesses and they'll have the LLC, mm-hmm. they'll have the EIN number, but they're running everything through their personal account. Explain the dangers of doing something like that.
Okay, so when you have a business, legally, you should not be running anything through your personal bank account because the entity is separated. Like I said earlier, the entity is separated from you. So you need to have the business bank account. All of your income for the business and expenses should be going into the business bank account and coming out of the business bank account. If it's not like that and you're using the personal or both at the same time, it's considered as commingling.
Commingling. So
meaning you're mixing your business and your personal. So what you do is you're opening yourself up to an audit from the IRS, right? So let's say they audit you and they're auditing the business. Well, because you've been using the personal and the business together and they see all that, they can now audit everything.
What's
the personal and the business.
What's
an audit is when they're, for example, with a tax return, when they look at your tax return and they're saying, hey, something on your tax return doesn't look right, or they could just audit you for no reason. Okay. They want to see, hey, where's this income coming from? These expenses, is this legitimate for the type of business that you're running?
Okay.
So can you legally write off this stuff? So that an audit is when they're looking at your tax returns to try to see if something doesn't make sense.
Okay. So and I want to touch on that, but I want to make sure that the audience know. So when it comes to me properly structuring my business, mm-hmm. I'm not running my business out of my house, just making plates, mm-hmm. As a side hustle. This is something legitimate that I'm trying to do. I need a LLC, a EIN number, and I need to make sure that I have a business bank account. So far, that's where we at. So we don't want to.
We had a business plan.
A business plan.
If
I have to have that.
However you're structured. If you're going to be a single member LLC, and then you need the EIN number that's going to be attached to it.
Uh-huh.
And then also what you need to do is see what state, city, and county you're in, because you have to set up with those as well too. So depending on what state you're in, you want to reach out to the state and they'll tell you exactly, hey, you need to have a business permit or mm-hmm. you need to have a sales and use tax license. So you can reach out to them and they'll give you the guidance on that for your state, or go to the state website.
A business permit. So how would I know if I need that? What type of business would I be in order, like, can you give me an example of something? What would I be in? The reason I know, okay, I need a business permit.
Okay, so like construction or sales and use taxes. If you're in sales, maybe your t-shirt business and you do a lot of different sales, you would need a sales and use tax license for that. Retail is what that is. But what you can do is go on your state website, whatever state you're in, North Carolina, Virginia, go on to your state website, and it has a section on when you're going to start a business, and it has the information that you need. Or you can call your state and they'll tell you exactly what you need, what type of business you're trying to set up, and if you need certain licenses and permits, and they'll tell you.
So if I have my business and I choose not to get these things, is it any consequence to it?
Yeah, they can shut you down. So the state that you're in, the county, the city, the town, they could fine you. They could shut you down.
So I have my LLC, I got my bank account, my EIN number. I did those things, but I lagged in getting a business permit to work in this particular area. So by me not trying to do my due diligence in that area, I still can get shut down because I didn't want to properly take care of that.
Yes, of course.
So also I wanted to touch on, you were saying about the taxes, like the audit, and you were speaking on like is certain things that's on your taxes that could cause you to be audited. They want to check into your tax returns about the expenses. So what are some, like, because we have a lot of people that try to, I understand, because they're trying to make sure that bottom line is like, there is a lot of expenses. Let's say restaurants, things of that nature, is a lot of cost that they have. So they want to try to save, when it comes to tax preparation. So you'll catch a lot of business owners trying to file their taxes themselves. So, and then you've seen a lot, like when you've seen a lot of tax returns from business owners, you've seen a lot of red flags. So what are some red flags that you can speak about that, okay, what you've seen with business taxes that could potentially cause them an audit where they'll potentially lose their business?
Okay, so I'll tell you, one of them I see is when I look for expense, or I'm looking at the return, I'm reviewing it.
Right.
I see something that says miscellaneous. Miscellaneous, what is that? If I am the IRS and you're sending a tax return to me, and I look at this to see if these business expenses match up with the type of product or service that you're providing,
right?
Why is there a miscellaneous category here? I need to know what that is. So automatically, that's a trigger for an audit. Why is there a miscellaneous category on your tax return? Miscellaneous, $2,000. What is that miscellaneous? Does it pertain to the business? So that is a huge red flag. Taking gas, or should I say taking your mileage deduction and writing off gas, that's a red flag, because that's a no-no. You only can take either the standard mileage rate or actual expenses when it comes to your vehicle deductions. So those are a few things that I see that are red flags.
So when it comes to like, you said like, okay, a person could have miscellaneous expenses on there. They didn't put probably about $2,000-$4,000 of miscellaneous. You running a food truck, and then you got all of these expenses as miscellaneous. How do I, like, is it something that I can properly do to fix that issue? How do I fix that so I won't get myself audited?
Proper bookkeeping. Explain why bookkeeping is important for that particular situation. Yeah, why it's important, because you're not going to have a miscellaneous category. When you do proper bookkeeping, everything is going to have a category, and it should relate back to the business. So when you have proper bookkeeping in place, then you know what your financials are. The category that say miscellaneous, you won't have that there, because the accountant is going to already have questioned you. Hey, what is this miscellaneous expense? And then you should have your receipts to show proof for that, so that we can label that properly. Hey, this was for food. Okay, we had to go to, let's say you went to, I don't know, BJ's or Costco's, and you had to get a box of chicken wings, raw chicken wings. So that $2,000 was spent purchasing that.
Yeah, and it's kind of and when you see the restaurant owners, you work with a lot of restaurant owners. Like when you looked at their back office, like, and they're like, do they usually have their stuff in order?
No.
Why do you think that? Like why is it when it comes to them, like a lot of stuff, like when it comes to the back office, it's not in order?
Well, a lot of businesses are that way, but in the restaurant industry, it's fast paced. So I'd say I can't say that because a lot of businesses don't have their back office in order. What a lot of them forget is that just because you're not set up as a big corporation or you're a small business, you may not see the importance. Oh, I don't need an accountant. I don't need a bookkeeper. I don't need to do this. I don't need to be keeping up with that. You do. Why? Because eventually, I hope that you're in business to grow. You want to be like the corporation that you see, like a Wendy's or a McDonald's. They have multiple branches in multiple states. So why isn't it that you're not trying to run and operate how they are? So that is what they make a mistake on. You think small of your business. Just because the small business doesn't mean it's small. It's not supposed to. Your business impacts the community that you live in. It makes a difference. So you got to treat it as such.
So from what I'm hearing, I have my LLC, my EIN, my business bank account. And then, okay, I listen to you. I got my permits and I'm in business. But if I don't properly set up my books in the back office, I'm still losing. I lost because I did my own taxes. And I got miscellaneous expenses. So that probably wasn't like when it comes to my credit and deductions and things of that nature, I probably missed out on that. Yeah. And then when you said about, okay, I have taken I tried to take both credits or deductions. Correct me if I'm wrong. When it comes to the vehicle, I try to take the mileage, the everything. I try to take everything, but you said, hey, it's either the mileage or what else?
It's either standard mileage rate or the actual expenses. And a lot of times people don't know, okay, well, what actual expenses can I take? Actual expenses is your gas, your car repairs.
Okay.
So like your tire changes or fixing, however, oil changes, all of those are your actual expenses. Now, your tolls and parking, you can take those whichever one that you decide to take. So that's a plus.
Okay. So I want to know, I'm curious. So I have to take either or, but I want to be able to take the one that's most beneficial to me. So from what you've seen over time, what have you seen that was the most beneficial for a business owner that does a lot of traveling? Which one have you seen from your perspective, from the clients that you work with? What was more beneficial for them, to take the mileage or the other credit? What was the name of it again?
The actual expenses.
The actual expenses. So which one you seen was more beneficial? Like, let's say a truck driver.
Okay, so let's just go with your example that you gave me before.
Okay.
So if you're on the road, say for example, if you do Uber and Lyft, now it all depends on what's going on with the economy, what's going on with the tax rates. So the IRS last year had the standard mileage rate at 62.5 cents. So for every mile you drive, you get back 62.5 cents. That's a big deal.
That's almost $1 a mile.
It's close to it. So,
man, I'll be out there driving, boy.
Yeah, so you're driving, you're using your vehicle consistently, doing these deliveries. Well, for someone like you, it may make more sense to take the standard mileage rate. Okay, because you probably drove about 30,000 miles and you'd have probably made $60,000, $70,000 that year. So the standard mileage rate will help you even more than your actual expenses. You may only spend $2,000, $3,000 on repairs for your vehicle. Got your tires updated maybe once or twice out the year, and your oil changes. If it don't come up to more than your standard mileage rate when you do the math on that, or your accountant do the math on that, it's always best to take whichever one is higher.
And how many people really understood that or knew that?
Right.
So when it comes to something like that, you know, a lot of people could be missing out on a lot of money. So when you seen people missing out on something like that, like, is it something that they can fix? Can they fix that issue?
Okay, can they fix the issue?
Yeah, like if they, like, say for instance, they did the wrong thing, can they fix that?
By doing an amendment, you can have it fixed.
Okay, so y'all, hold up one moment, I gotta fix it.
Okay.
Is it back?
I think so.
Yeah, we just had a little charger issue. Let me see if it's up in there. Let me see if it's charging. All right, we back in business, man. That's why it's a podcast. You know, you can just move how you want. You know, but get back to, so if I'm I have a business and I'm not understanding on which one I should take. Like, how do I calculate that shit? Like, how do I calculate that? Is it better for me to have an accountant to do that, or can I do it myself?
Okay, calculating your standard. So, of course, you want to have an accountant to do that for you. Also, when it comes to the tax preparer that you have as well, too, to do that. That is the importance of having that accountant, or that whoever you have that's dealing with your numbers. That is the importance of having them, because they'll be able to guide you on exactly how you should do it and which one you should do.
Okay. So, I have all these things set up. Mm-hmm. And then you will see, like, business owners where when it comes to getting business, like, they don't have like proper phone numbers.
Right.
They don't have any way to schedule. So what's the importance of having like that separate business number outside of my personal number?
Well, you want to have a business number separate from your personal number. One, because it allows you to look like a company, right? You looking like a Wendy's or a McDonald's or any big time restaurant, that you're looking like that. And it draws a separation from the personal and the business. So when someone's calling you, you ain't got your personal phone. Like, okay, I got the personal phone is ringing. I don't know who it is. It could be a client and you answering hello or however, but when you got the business phone, hi, this is Everlife Tax Services. How can I help you?
That sounds more professional. It's not all over the place.
It's not all over the place. It's very professional. So you definitely want to have a business phone number. I talk about that in the ebook as well too, and give you a link and resources for you to be able to create one.
That also, it also helps with customer service, because like if I'm calling a business, let's say it's any type of business, and then you talking any kind of way because you don't even know if it's business or personal. That will turn me off from you getting a sale.
Right, it can.
Customer service is very important when it comes to business, and you will see like a lot of new business owners, they lack in customer service.
Yeah, it's called professionalism. And, it may sound, far-fetched to some, but it's very important. We can't thrive without customer service. I love people, so I'm a people's person. So I'm not saying you have to love people, but you have to know how to talk to people, deal with people, because if not, and if you're a service-based business or a product-based business, it's just not going to work. It's going to make it harder. So you have to have customer service skills, and you definitely want to have that business phone number separated from the person.
I know that because I done dealt with businesses where they're new, and I'm like, I want to support.
Right.
And then I try to support, and then I call them, and then it's like I can't get in contact with them, or I ask for, hey, can I get a price on this? Right. And then I can't get it, or even when I'm on the phone with them, it's just poor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's poor. And then it's like, okay, I wanted to support that business, but
making it hard for me to support you.
Yeah, it made it hard because if I try to buy, it's probably ain't no telling if I even gonna get the item or what, or the quality of it, because they ain't showing that love to the customer.
Yeah, it makes it hard for them to get a sale. Now, wouldn't it be easier if you have your back office set up when somebody calls? Let's say we keep talking about food. We love food. Let's say you are in the food industry.
Talking about food. I'm hungry right now.
You're in the food industry, and I call you and I say, "Hey, I want 50 pieces of chicken."
Yes, Lord.
And okay, hold up. Let me call you back. Okay, call me back. That's fine. But if you have a business,
you ain't got your pricing right.
You don't have your pricing right. I want 50 pieces of chicken, but I can't get a number. And let's just say I need it. I need it soon, but I can't get that quote. So that leads me to call another business to order that chicken because you ain't had your back office set up. And back office is not just all of it's paperwork, but it's not just setting up the LLC, getting the EIN.
Right.
Office is your pricing. How many pieces of chicken is going into that order? How much is it? Okay, I bought the chicken. I got it for $100 a box, or however, it's 100 pieces in there. Now, so 100 pieces, $100 a box. So I paid $1 for each chicken. So I'm gonna make sure I sell each chicken for at least $3, for example. So you should know, okay, your price per wing or wingding. I'm just throwing out general numbers. Don't take what I say for face value. It's just an example. You should know how much it costs you to make that box so that when you sell it, you're making a profit. A profit don't mean you selling it. Okay, it cost me 20, I'm selling it for 40. You paid back that box and then you paid yourself, then there was nothing left.
So it also goes in when they have that in order, and so proper bookkeeping helps with that, right?
It does.
So, and also when it comes to that, so when you have proper bookkeeping, you're keeping up with your cost of goods. So am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to that, I'm the customer and I call you.
Right.
And then, okay, you may be good at it. You may be good at cooking that chicken. You got good customer service. But the thing is, one week I call and I say, hey, can I get a large? And then you give me the large.
Right.
And then I order it. I'm like, okay. Then I call another week. I want to support again. And I say, can I get that same order? I want that large.
Right.
That large chicken that come with the fries and everything. I look at my box and I'm like, hold up. The count on the chicken is different this week than it was last week.
Yeah.
So shouldn't they understand, like when it comes to pricing your items, shouldn't they understand, okay, if I ask, okay, what comes in a large, should they understand what comes in that?
Yeah, that you should know, okay, this is my small bag. This is my large bag. However it is that you're selling, you should definitely know how many pieces of each thing goes into what, because it's part of your cost of goods sold. And believe it or not, most businesses are losing money because they're not calculating how much food that you're not measuring. Okay, it's a cup of string beans that I'm giving as a cup of string beans, a cup of mashed potatoes, a cup of gravy. Instead of measuring stuff, you just got a regular spoon or however, and you just dipping and putting it in there. You just packing it up. Like, you want to measure these things because you could be overfeeding someone. I want to say that better. Not overfeeding, but you are giving away. I'm gonna say you're basically giving away food for free, and you done paid for it.
And it's cutting in on your bottom line.
Yeah, it's cutting in on your
harm, man. If you want to show a little love here and there, I might be a regular customer or something. Then you be like, let me show a little love.
No. Listen, you need order and structure. If we do that all the time, because I know them.
Because I'm hungry.
No, we can't do that, because if we do that, it's going to hurt the business. Now, you may have a day where you say, hey, we have a sale on fried chicken wings today. We're having 20% off. Perfect. But if not, we can't just give discounts because we know Susie down the street and I've known her for 30 years. I'm giving her a discount. Don't look at it like that.
Yeah, don't go off.
You want to operate like a business. You want to thrive. You want to keep building. If anybody that live down the street or that you're friends with, right, your best friend in the world, they support your business, they should be willing to pay you for whatever price that you have on it.
Just like if they go to Wingstop,
right, they pay for that,
and then they're gonna say whatever that price is. If it's
$30,
let's say it's $30 for X amount of wings, and consistently when they go to Wingstop, That's the price and that's the count.
Right.
They're not going to say, hey, can you throw in 5 more wings?
Right.
They're not going to do that. They're going to be like, okay, I'm going to throw it in there, but it's going to cost a little bit more.
And they're going to charge you. They're going to charge you. And we're not saying be harsh, but what we're saying is
do proper business.
Do proper business. You know, it's not a charity. If you want to create a nonprofit, then do that. But if you're not in the business to run a nonprofit, and nonprofits are actually profitable. A lot of people don't know that. But if you're trying to do charity, then do charity. But for your business, run it like a business. Whoever's around you, they will respect you enough, or they should respect you enough to pay your price.
But I want to touch on that because that's important.
Yeah.
But when it comes to friendship and people that know you, let's be honest, they feel like they're owed something.
Yeah.
They didn't help to put in. They didn't even say, hey, can I lift anything?
Right.
Anything, but when they see that is established,
right,
they see there's something going on, they feel like something is owed to them.
Right.
So why is that? What's your thoughts on that when it comes to that?
Well, my thoughts on that is just because they know you, so they don't have the respect that they should have for you, and separate the person from the business. Okay, look, she created this business. Let me make sure I support so that her business can continue to thrive. So, that's how I look at it. A lot of times because I know them. I talk to them. I can easily access them or however. So they feel like, okay, well, I don't need to pay you for that.
Give me an example
discount me. Give me an
example that you didn't went through, like when it came to like someone that knew you and said, oh, I know her. Maybe she'll do it for the low or she'll do it for free. Have you ever had someone that because you knew them, they wanted to be done for free, and then okay, they just feel like they can call you anytime to get it done? Because I see that a lot.
Yeah, I've had that happen. I don't have it happen often, to be honest, but I've had it happen. And it's just the mindset that they're in.
How did you deal with it?
I dealt with it.
How did you deal with it? So because we understand like friendship and family, they honestly can ruin a business. So because they expect you to do something for free,
right,
or for a discount, and they don't even respect you as a business owner, just like, Johnny down the street. How did you deal with that when somebody, when you're trying to do proper business for them and they want you to go around the world for them? How did you handle that so you wouldn't destroy your business without, disrespecting them?
Okay, so now in the past, I give in the past, but now I don't really try to take on things that is going to cause a disruption in my business. What I do is I'll refer out to somewhere else. Why? A lot of times, family and friends, not trying to speak against them, but a lot of family and friends you just can't do business with. You have to draw a separation. Like, because we so close, I would rather not do business with you so that it won't be no sour relationship. Because, if you in sales and you sell them something and they cancel it, it just opens up a whole can of worms. So to be honest, moving forward, my advice to someone would be to separate the two. Unless you clearly can see that, hey, this person is real serious about their business. I know that if all else fails, we're gonna still have, that respect at the end of the day. But my advice is to separate the two. You have to separate the two.
And it's crazy because if family and friends understood, supporting another, Black-owned business, because that's mainly where it happens at. Mm-hmm. We feel like we need a discount. It need to be done their way. Like they run you through hoops. They don't understand, like, if you support my business just like you do someone else, you don't know how far I can make it, and then I could potentially put you on.
Right.
Because I'm just starting up.
Right.
But before I can even lay a brick, you trying to take it away.
Yeah, exactly. The same way, and a lot of times it's just the mindset, to be honest. You have to change this here. The same way you go support Walmart, Target, Wingstop, Chick-fil-A, all these other businesses that you go and you will support. You got to do the same thing when it comes to the small businesses that's around you that you see are trying to, make a difference in the community or provide something that the community normally doesn't have. you want to do that same thing. It's not, I mean, you go to Walmart, you don't go to Walmart asking for a discount, you know?
And then that's the thing. Like, and then like, it's very hard on us. Like, let's say we messed up. Man, I done seen people like, man, like say for instance, you messed up one time.
Right.
And man, they'll go on there on the internet or so wherever on social media and they will dog you out.
Right.
You know, but how many times have Wendy's messed up your order and you still went
and you
back?
Still go back and get the same order. Trust that they are going to deliver it properly.
How many times, you know, when you went to a anything and then they messed up and you went right back?
Right.
Or when someone, like if you go to like a barber or something like that, they change the price and you still support it.
Right.
Anything, you know what I mean? Retail businesses.
Right.
They messed up, but you still went back. So the thing is like when you're starting out, you're going to have hiccups. It's going to be like little things that you're trying to work out. And the thing is, like, don't be so harsh on that new black-owned business that's trying to start. And you just running them out of the business because, okay, they made one mistake. Mm-hmm. And then you blasted them.
Right.
Instead of saying, hey, that okay, they messed up one time. Hey, let me go tell them, you know, behind the scenes.
Let me communicate.
You could fix this, you know, because right here you messed up right here.
Right.
You know, instead of blasting them and then they out the business.
That's the problem. There's no communication. And you know, it could be on both ends, but if you know you were wrong or hey, this wasn't right, let me reach out to them and let them know without cursing them out, being disrespectful. There's a way to do things. And then to that business owner, they should show that same respect and, you know, to you as well. So it's communication and it's about having respect mutually. Like you have to have respect there. Like we can't move without having communication and respect. They go hand in hand.
So, all right, we got off track talking about friends and family. Mm. So we were on the point of a business phone number. Mm-hmm. So, I understand I need a business phone number. How do I obtain a business phone number?
Oh, so I did address that in the ebook. In the ebook, when you purchase the ebook, it gives you details on how to purchase it, and I have links there.
That's very important
for you to go click on to see who do you want to get your business phone number through.
Okay, that sounds good. So I want to ask you also, and tell me if I'm wrong, if I'm not pronouncing it right. Uh-huh. But I heard you speak to clients about this NIAC code. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
So why is it like when I have this bank account, mm-hmm. why is when it comes to a NIAC code, why is that important?
NIAC code.
NIAC
I'm trying to catch what you're saying.
Okay, I'm not good with these words, you know. So the thing is, like, what is it, and why do banks look at that particular code?
Okay, that code distinguishes the type of business you have. So it shows whether you are high risk or low risk. This is important when setting up your business.
Okay.
So when you set up your business and they say, what type of business are you in? And you choose retail, it's going to give you what we call an NAIC code. That code is going to show the banks when you set up your business bank account, whether you're a high risk or a low risk business. So that shows whether they're going to give you credit or not. So that's
how many
important.
People knew that?
Yeah, that is very important. And also, I want to tell you, you need to be aware of your business name. Okay? Certain words in your name will trigger you as a high risk business.
So if I'm a high risk, that could potentially affect the amount that I receive, or if I don't receive any business credit or loan at all by this particular code.
Yeah.
So a lot of businesses don't know that. So what is this? It's called the
NAIC code.
The NAIC code. So how do I like figure out what to do? How do I receive that? Like, how does that work?
The NAIC code, when you go set up your EIN, it's going to ask you what type of industry you're in. So it's going to give you different industries, retail, you know, maybe transportation. It's a few different ones. And so when you choose it, it'll have the NAIC code attached. But it's a site that you can go to And I want to say it may be called NAIC. I can't remember, but it's a site. We can also put a link underneath the video.
Yeah, so when you see this video, just say, hey, send me the link, and then we'll put the link under there for you to check. They can check what
the NAIC code to see what type of, if it's a high risk or a low risk type of business.
Because a lot of Black-owned businesses, it's hard for us to receive funding, and that could be a part of that. Like, okay, what you did, your name, and how you structured, and they do check these things. They check for websites, phone numbers,
business
things
plans.
of that. They checking for business plan, and then if you don't have all these things, and you trying to set up a bank account, and then you telling them you just started, and you say, "Hey, I want a business loan of $100,000." What can you show for it?
Right.
So you want to make sure everything is properly structured. Right. So if you're trying to get that business funding, make sure you're properly structured. So okay, I'm setting up my business bank account because I don't want to commingle. What type of paperwork, like what things are required for me to set up a business bank account?
So when you go to the bank is going to ask for, depending on how you're structured, either your articles of incorporation or your articles of organization. Okay. Organization is for the LLC. And then they're going to want to see your EIN letter from the IRS. And then, of course, your driver's license and whatever else they may require. But you want to make sure that you show them those things, have those things in a folder organized, so that when you get there, it's already there to show them exactly, what it is that they're asking for.
So when it comes to a business bank account, and I'm making probably like 6 figures. I'm that restaurant owner, retail, real estate, whatever I'm in. Does that help me with my taxes by having my business bank account separate from my personal? Or does it even matter? Like, does it benefit me to have a business bank account?
Yeah.
Versus, okay, explain that.
Bookkeeping. I can't do your books off of your personal bank account. I don't do your books off your personal bank account. Why? Because you got personal expenses and you got business expenses in there. The business bank account is set up for everything to flow into and out of, that's going into and out of the business, to go into and out of the bank account. So you got to have that. It's not like, I can do it if I want to. Actually, it's a requirement. It has to be separate.
Okay. So if I don't have it separate, can that cause an audit?
Yeah.
Explain that for me. Like, why? How can that? Like, what is it? Like, how do they check for that? Like, how are they seeing that? Like, how does it cause an audit?
No, they're not going to check to see if your business bank account is separate from the personal.
Okay.
But yeah, you just want to have them separate.
Okay.
You have to have it separate.
So just when I have my business bank account and it's separate, it helps with my bookkeeping, my flow, and then also like if I have I heard that you need like separate bank accounts, and then you said is how many?
What do you mean? How many bank accounts do you
like
need to
when
have?
it comes to a business account? So like how many?
Okay, so you should have 4 to 5 different accounts.
So can you speak on at least 2 of them?
Yeah, 2 of them. So you want
to have at least 2 of them for the crowd.
Okay, you want to have an income account where all of your income is going into, and you want to have an expense account. You want to have those 2 accounts so that you can see clearly what's coming in, all the green, and then the expense account for your expenses, where you'll have all your business expenses coming out of that account. So in case you want to go and present yourself for a loan, they can see, they see all your income that's coming into that income account. You're not showing them an account that's income and expenses together, and they seeing all these different transactions. It's clearly organized, and there's a distinction. You're showing them, hey, this is my income. They can clearly see your income without having to see all the red that's coming out.
So by me having these different bank accounts, for one for income, one for expenses, and that's 2 of how many?
2 of 5.
And so you're saying, hey, at least have 5. And so by me having that income, the one for income, one for expenses, and you said this can help me with my funding.
It can help with your funding and your organization.
Okay, and that also helps with when it comes to bookkeeping, all this stuff, all these things, this proper structure can save me money.
Yeah, because with bookkeeping, let's say we have to analyze your records and you already have an income and expense account and they separate. Well, it's easier for me to, okay, hey, these are all the expenses. This is all of the income right here. It's easier for the books to be done. And it's just more detailed organization. I like details and I like stuff to be organized. I like to present clean reports. So it just makes your accountant's job more easier.
And it's all and it makes it easier, but it also, me as a business owner, it helps me to be able to grow my business and save money.
Right.
You know, and then another thing when it comes to businesses, like it's hard to like you starting off. I didn't had times when I wanted to speak to a business owner, let's say in retail. Mm-hmm. And it's like I'm speaking to them through Facebook. Okay, that's how I found you. But when it's hard for me to schedule with you.
Right.
So why is it important to have something set up to like schedule your clients if you like in retail?
Yeah, if you're a service-based business, definitely want to have some type of scheduling software. Calendar is one of them. Where your clients can go and you can send them the link. Hey, here's the link to choose, what's the best time for you. That way it sets up organization. You're not having to take random meetings, or you'll have your Calendar or whatever scheduling software that you use to show, hey, I have 2-3 meetings today. So at 2, 3, and 4 o'clock, I know that I'm booked today. I'm busy. I'm doing something with a potential new client. So it really helps to, organize your time.
Yes, and then the thing is also, like, because I done been in situations where I wanted this support, and and it was a retail business, and the customer service was bad. I'm calling the personal phone number, and then they speaking to me any kind of way,
right?
And then when I spoke with them, and I said, okay, I still want to try to show love, but when it came to like, I said, hey, this is what I wanted to be. What I want to be made or whatever. And because they forgot all about me, they lost out on business.
Right. Because and then with the scheduling, you can always go back and say, I know I talked to a client on Tuesday.
And it gives you reminders.
And I'm a speak on that part too. I know I talked to a client on Tuesday. Let me go back and see who I spoke to at that time. A way to delete that, somebody called, this is I'm a back office person, and I'm a paperwork person, and I'm a note taker. If I have a meeting, I have a sheet in front of me that lists out everything that I need from that potential client in order, where I can have their name, their phone number, the time of the call if I need to, and the notes from our call, so that I can refer back to that particular client. Like, I can't talk to you and not have pen and paper or something to take notes. Why? Because you're telling me important information that I need to make sure that I have written down. So you got to make sure, if you're a service-based business, that you are at least doing your due diligence. When you have a phone call, you have your scheduling link. And then when you talk to that person, you can get the notes from your conversation,
Right.
You know who you talk to, what happened. You ain't got to, oh man, Susie said she was a business, but what type of business is Susie? Was she a restaurant, or was she in the fashion industry? Having those things that set up. I have a phone call at 5 o'clock and they're calling for tax preparation. Okay, here's my tax prep questionnaire for this particular client to see if they're fit for our company, So you want to make sure you have those things in place too. It's so many different steps.
And also make sure that you're searchable. I don't want to have to, if you're saying you're a legitimate business and you want me to support, but I can't find your business page, like any type of social media. I can't find your website.
Google.
Anything, like, you supposed to be searchable. If I look you up on Google, I should be able to find certain things, platforms that you have, so I can look at, like, if you have any client results, your products or anything. I shouldn't have to go on, your personal Facebook page or your personal Instagram just to check you out. And then that don't look good, where, you got your business and your personal information going on your platforms. Like, oh, you doing, like, you probably, it just don't mix. So, like, what's your thoughts on that? Like, in order for me to do business, let's say I want to buy a shirt. but I gotta go on Tasha's personal Facebook page.
Right.
Her shirt, she got a different business name and everything. But when I try to look her up, I can't even find Tasha's business.
Yeah, I think you said everything that needs to be said on that part.
Okay.
But I will say this. We're just speaking in general about setting up a business. The ebook that I created, How to Start a Successful Business, goes into more detail. So even though you're hearing the things that we're saying, it's more details when it comes to setting up a business. So it's nothing that you just go, okay, tonight I'm going to do this. I advise you, whatever you do, you need to start with a business plan. Start with a business plan. Don't just go create an LLC without a plan. Where your vision at? You need your vision, and you need it on paper, not in here. That's why a lot of us fail. You got a vision in here, but nothing written down on paper so that you can mark off that goal when you meet it. So to you, I would say definitely don't just go out there and start a business, have a business plan.
So how would a person how would a person create a business plan?
That's in my ebook. So if you want to learn how to create a business plan, purchase the ebook that we have. How to start a successful business.
In there because like a lot of people may not understand how to create a business plan, and she's offering it. You may not know what type of business structure you need. She's offering that.
Yeah.
So that's very important. What's the cost on this ebook?
So the cost of the ebook, I want to say it is $50.
Less than $100. Just so you can properly have things set up and structured. And the things that you're hearing in this podcast, you're getting that information and more and very more. And it's more detailed than what we're talking about in here.
Right.
So that's going to help you to be able to grow your business, scale your business, save money, and make money off of a $50 ebook.
Right.
So we just spoke on the back office of a business.
Mm-hmm.
And we were speaking on how important it is. So what's your thoughts? Any last words that you would like to give to the people? Why is it important to have that back office set up?
Oh, I did. I just remember a second ago.
Okay. Any jewels you want to give to the people?
I think I've given quite a few. I gave quite a lot of information to digest. So
I'm trying to get whatever I can out of it for you. I'm trying to get all the juice that I can from.
Yeah, that's all I'll say for
them. I'm trying to. I'm here for you. I'm trying to give everything for you. So any last words before we get off? We're about to get off.
I just want to say, to whatever business that you're trying to start or that you want to do, know that you can do it, and it's not hard. It seems hard. Like I always say, when you look at the puzzle when it's done, it's like, oh my gosh, it's overwhelming. But just take it piece by piece and step by step and know that you can do it.
And put love into it.
Yeah.
If you love what you do, everyone else is going to see that. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to have that respect and show love to your business as well.
Yep.
Don't cut corners. Don't cut corners in your business. And that's the final word that we want to give. This is Wealth Without the Gamble TV. And let us know if we were harsh or if you want us to go harder. Let us know in the comments, because we're going to keep coming at Black-owned businesses because we're failing. If we don't speak on it, who will? Remember in the last podcast, we were saying a Black-owned business only lasts 18 months. Mm. That's the statistics on it. Mm-hmm. That's the statistics on it. So we want to help that to improve on that. So if you want to schedule something with us, you want to get a business analysis done, you're making 6 figures or more, but you looking at that bottom line, you're only seeing $25,000 of that $100,000. Schedule an appointment with us so you can get that business analysis done.
Right.
And then you will see, okay, this is where I'm going wrong with my business.
Right.
This is where I'm going right with my business. This is what I can improve on. So, before we leave, I know that was the last thing. Like, explain what a business analysis is, because you do these for the clients and you're getting these great reviews on them. Mm-hmm. People are loving them. And even like one video even went, got almost 5,000 views on it because you did this business analysis for a client. What is a business analysis and why is it important?
Okay, so the business analysis, let's say you are looking to, hey, I don't know what to do. I'm trying to start a business, or I've started a business and now I need help. So what I would do at that point, if that's the problem that you're having, I'm going to address that problem right there. So I'm going to look and see what you have going on. So I'm going to look at your business, how it's structured, what you have going on, and what you can do to improve on that. If you have tax returns that have been filed, I also will take a look at your tax returns to see, hey, you know, a lot of times, a lot of people feel iffy about their tax returns because their accountant is not explaining the tax return to them, or they leave with no understanding.
Right.
Well, I will give you understanding of your tax return. I walk my clients through their tax return so that they'll see what I see. So when the next year comes, they're educated enough to know, okay, she told me this, now I understand this, you know? So you will understand, you know, what your tax return is and your business back office. If you need bookkeeping, we do a business analysis as well, where we'll look at your bank statements, how you're structured, and tax returns in order to give you our analysis of what needs to be done and what service we recommend that you start with so that you can get started and get your back office organized.
So that's it right there. That's all I'm gonna try to take out of you today. I will be coming at you harder next week. I will be trying to get more information for the people. So I thank you for being on here. And this is Wealth Without the Gamble TV.